Hello, fellow yarn crafters. This is Colleen with yarnwars.com. So today's project is going to be these Baby's First Mary Jane Baby Booty micros. So maybe you have a baby shower to go to, or maybe you are just about to have a baby and you want something to hang from your rearview mirror instead of dice. Or you just want something to decorate the top of a baby shower gift. There's so many fun things you can do with this little baby micro Mary Jane Baby Booty. If you're familiar with my other Mary Jane Baby Booty, this is the size comparison to that. So we're going to work on the micro, and then I will have another video going up for just a slight bit larger than this. This one is approximately 1.5 inches, probably just a little bit over that, and then I have one that's about 2 inches that we're going to be making in another video. But I'll add these in. I haven't decided if I'm going to be adding these in to my other Baby First Mary Jane Baby Booties pattern for a different size, or if I'm just going to make a pattern of its own. But you will know by the time this is released how that will be made available to you. Okay, so to get started, for this project you're going to want some type of a lightweight yarn. I would say around 3 weight, maybe a Baby Sport. You could use something like this Premier yarn, Angel. And for this video today, I will be using this Loops and Threads Snuggly Wuggly Big Skein, but the Snuggly Wuggly by Loops and Threads. And here's some information on that, just so that you can see. We are going to be using a smaller hook size than suggested for this. We're going to be using a D hook. So that is going to be the hook. We're going to need some scissors or snippers. You're going to want a blunt needle so that you can hide your tails in the end, and that's it. So you can have something small, you know, maybe if you make a round little I don't know, something that mimics a button for the side of it for where the actual strap goes on. So we're going to get started right away here. As soon as I find my end, which I just had. Oh, there we go. So for the very small micros, we are going to start with our slip knot, which is just crossing your yarn over, put your yarn up the back, your working yarn up the back, and then we're going to take our hook and come through. Well, that's great. I've got very rough hands right now. They're chapped. So I'm just catching on everything. So we put our hook through our little yarn in the back there, pull tight. Pull tight. It doesn't matter if your tension, you know, if you're a tight crocheter, this is probably a great project for you. So we are going to start by chaining 5. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So into the second chain from our hook right there, we're going to start by working 2 half double crochets. So we're going to work yarn over, go into that second chain, yarn over and pull through. You'll have 3 loops. You'll yarn over and pull through all 3 for a half double crochet, and we'll do that one more time. All right. Into the next 2 chains, we're going to work 1 half double crochet, 1 half double crochet. It's a little teeny space here. So into our last chain, we are going to work 6 double crochet. And this might seem awkward going into a double crochet from where we're at with this small little project here, but this is going to wrap us around. So we're going to pull through 2, yarn over and pull through 2, but this is going to wrap us around to this other side where we will work back this way. So that was 1. There's 2. 3. 4, 5, and 6 should put us directly up on the other side, ready to go into our next stitch, like that. So we're going to work the same thing backwards that we did here. We'll start by working 1 half double crochet in each of the next 2. And then we'll work 2 half double crochets into that last stitch there. All the while, I am hiding that tail along the back. I don't know if you've noticed this, and I'm sorry, I just came out of the screen there, but I'm just keeping this tail up above my stitches so that I can work over it and hide it in as I go. That way I don't have a lot to do in the end. That'll save me 1 step of tail hiding. So 2 half double in this last stitch, and then we are going to join to our first half double crochet right there. I'm going to turn this up so that I can get a better view of what I'm doing here. Now, you can either clip this off now, or you could use it as a stitch marker, which is what I'm going to do. Our next round, we're going to chain 1. I'm going to lift this piece here over right after my chain up before my next stitch, or my first stitch. So into this first stitch, the same chain space right there, we're going to start by working 1 single crochet back loop only into each stitch around. So we are going to start, like I said, with that same chain space that we did our chain 1 right there in the beginning. So we're just going into the back loop on this and each stitch around. So you're just going to find your back loop right back here, snuggle in there, grab it, and work your single crochet just like that. And that is 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, oops, 8, 9, 10, almost there, 11, 12, 13, and 14 for our last back loop only single crochet. And it's going to be all folded and crazy, and you'll be like, what did I do here? But you're going to notice there's this little space right here that looks like it could be another stitch, but it's not. Our total stitch count on this is now 14. If you've watched my regular size, infant size Mary Jane Baby Booties, you'll know that that last stitch is not one that we're going to work into. So we are going to work a slip stitch, not into the chain, but right here into our first back loop single crochet. We know we're at the end because we've reached our stitch marker. I'm pulling through, and I'm going to pull this stitch marker out. Okay, so if I flip this the right way, I now have the sole for the baby booty, and I've just risen it up here to the size of the sides of the booty, and we're going to get started working upwards now. Now you can continue using your stitch marker or not, that's up to you. I'm going to, just for the video so I don't mess this up, so we're going to chain one after we finish this round. Move your stitch marker up if you're going to use one. And we're working every round beginning into that chain space, that beginning chain space. So we will start by working 1 single crochet into our first 3 stitches. So we've got 1, 2, and 3. Now the next thing we're going to do is we are going to skip this next stitch, and we're going to work an extended single crochet into this next stitch. So an extended single crochet, we are going to go in without yarning over, yarn over and pull through. We're going to yarn over, pull through 1, and then yarn over and pull through both. That is an extended single crochet, and we've just created 1. We're going to do a total of 4. So we will skip this next stitch and we'll work another extended single crochet. Remember, we're going to yarn over, pull through 1, yarn over, pull through both of those, and then just pull it a little, give it a little tug and pull it just slightly tight there so it all comes together. So then we are going to skip this next one and we're going to work our next extended single crochet into this next stitch, and we're going to do this one more time, skip and extended single crochet, and it's going to feel like you are not going to be able to do any more skipping at this point, but you'll be just fine. So we have made 4 and we've made our toe. So now we are going to work into the last 3, or we're going to work 3 single crochets. So 1, and then 2, and then 3. All right, so this right here is not a stitch. Remember, this is the chain space. It's going to look like it might want to be a stitch, but it's not. You'll see that chain coming up right here, and it'll be pretty evident that that's the chain. So you want to make sure that you don't work into that chain space. It's not going to hurt anything if you do. You're just going to add a little bit more onto the back of this, but it's not necessary. It kind of helps to shape our booty the way we want it to be. So I'm going to pull this out because I don't need it right now. I'm going to work a slip stitch to close this and join it off here into that first single crochet made, just like that. I now have this. I am going to first, real quick, cut off my tail. I don't need that anymore. It's worked in well. I worked it around. If you work it in with everything you're doing in that very first row, it's going to be snug as a bug in a rug. You don't have to worry about it coming loose. And see how tiny this is? You're really not going to have a lot coming loose. You're going to be working this up pretty tight. So if you're a tight crocheter anyway, this is going to be a wonderful project for you. So next what we are going to do is we are going to, without chaining, we're going to work a slip stitch into our first, into our second, and then from here we're going to work a chain. You have one of two options, and I'll just tell you real quick. You can either chain 3 at this point and then just connect over here to make a chain strap across. Okay, and then just finish it off. You know, put a little embellishment over here, a little bead or something to act as a button. Or what you could do is you could chain 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, nope. We're going to do on the micro. I'm sorry, I did 8 for another project. On the micro, I'm going to chain 6. Yep. And then what I'm going to do is into the 3rd chain from the hook. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to make a slip stitch. So I'm just going to come in here and slip through like that. And on our regular Mary Jane Baby Booties, this is going to be our little buttonhole. And then we're just going to, I'm sorry, I'm going out of focus here. We're going to come down to each chain after and slip stitch down the line. It's up to you at this point if you want to go around the rest of this with slip stitch. I'm going to do it just real quick so that you can see. Excuse me, you've seen what it looks like without. So if you want to finish off here, you just chain right in, do one more slip stitch into the actual shoe itself and finish off right here. And then you can be done. You know, you just attach your little embellishment, hook your strap over and you're good. So if not, you want to slip stitch the rest of the way around. Continue slip stitching all the way around. And it doesn't matter how much you have to fold this, twist this shoe, nothing. When you get to the end, you're going to reshape it. It's going to be just fine, just perfect. I've reached the end. And now I'm going to work just a real quick slip stitch right into the first slip stitch made, which is going to be tight. What I like to do at this point, and you don't have to, you can finish it off however you finish off any of your other projects, but I always chain 1 just to lock in that stitch. Somebody asked me the other day, on that chain 1, how do you hide that in the end? Well, I just work with it until I get it hidden where I'm happy to have it hidden. Now, if you see this right here, we're going to be folding this over, putting a little button or a little bead or something over here as an embellishment so that we can have that finished off as a, I would say a bead would work perfectly if you've got beads. And that way you'll have that finished off. It's just going to be adorable. And this is just, I would say, it's about 1.5 inches big. So anyhow, I'm going back to the subject at hand, and that is hiding that knot that I made in the end to finish off. And you don't have to make the knot, like I said, that's up to you. However you normally finish off a project, finish it off how you're comfortable doing it. I'm getting a smaller blunt needle here, just to show you how I would handle it. Basically, I would just thread my needle first. And this could take me a little while. I got it. Okay, so what I do to hide it is I will go into that next stitch. So in this case, because it's so small, I'm going to come in to the slip stitch part. I would normally go into the top stitch down from there. But because it's so teeny tiny small, it is already a really small workspace. So I'm just going to kind of go through some, you know, that slip stitch and down one more row there. And I'm going to pull it until I feel that it's flush with the rest of my project. Don't pull the rest of your project out of place. But as you can see, I've pretty much hidden that knot now. You can't see it. So to keep it more in place, more secure, just hide that tail a little bit more into the, you know, into the sole of the shoe, and it will be fine. No one will ever see your start, your finish, nothing. So just weave it in and out of a few stitches. Finish it until you feel comfortable that it's hidden and snug and secure. And then just clip that tail off. and you have completed your micro Mary Jane baby booty. Now I do like it if you use the proper yarn. If you use a lighter weight yarn like this 3, you're going to be able to do that slip stitch without it looking really bulky and bad. I think it looks cute on this one, and if you needed to do a little bit of a stretch just to get, you know, things to lay straight properly, that's fine. But then you, like I said, just tack that down somehow, your little strap here, and you will be set. You can even make the strap a little bit longer if you want that to come down further. I would completely agree that this might be a little short, but you know, this strap is an option. Like I said, you can also come down at the end while making that strap, slip stitch into the first 2, and then just chain over to the side. If you're making this, if obviously you're going to want to make the other shoe, this is the right shoe, you're going to want to make the left shoe. So what you're going to do in that instance with your strap is you're going to slip stitch until you have 2 stitches left over here. And then you're going to either, you know, chain your 3 and then attach it over here with another slip stitch, or you'll work the strap that we worked over here and pull it over here. So it's just that easy. The shoe is the same. There's no difference on the right or left shoe. They're going to work up the same except for the strap part at the very end. So this project shouldn't take you any time at all. I would say it could take you 5 minutes. It's really fast, really simple, and like I said, a great baby shower gift. This would be such a fun cake topper. Think of it. So many fun things you could do with this for baby showers, decorations on the table, anything. So make up some micro Mary Janes. I would love to see what you come up with. I would love to see your version and your little creative style on your button piece for this. I've really enjoyed this. This is fun. I'm going to be posting another video shortly that is going to make one just a little bit larger in size. We'll be starting with a 7 chain instead of the 5 like we did for this one. But I hope you have a wonderful day. Thank you so much for yarning with me today. It's been a pleasure, and I'll see you soon. Oh, by the way, sorry, I'm going to stop real quick and go back because I didn't make any of my announcements. What I'm going to do is I'm going to tell you that all of the links to where you can find the written pattern for this and where you can find our group on Facebook of over 30,000 members, a great big community full of wonderfully crafty, talented people in crochet, knit, loom from around the world. And you will find them at www.facebook.com/groups/Yarn Wars, and I'll have that link down there in the description. I will have a link to our website at yarnwars.com, and I would love for you to subscribe to my channel because I'm always coming out with new videos, new crafts, new tips and tricks with crochet, and I think I've covered everything. So anything I haven't covered that I might have, either ask me a question in the comments below or read the description. I might have it in there. Have a wonderful day, guys. Bye.